My name is Rimmanuel Appling. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I grew up going to church. I went to church every Wednesday and every Sunday. It's just what we did growing up. I knew about Jesus, I knew about God, but I never really had a relationship with Him. I just knew about Him. I grew up getting in fights all the time, getting kicked out of different schools, getting arrested for the first time when I was 12 years old, and I could not stay out of trouble. My dad would tell me at the rate that I was going that I'd end up in jail, and I just couldn't, I really didn't have any self-control. Part of me at times wanted to do good, but the good that I wanted to do, I just didn't have the ability to do it. And it wasn't until I was about 15 years old when I really began to turn to God. I asked Jesus if what I heard in church growing up was really real. I asked Him if He can change me, because I knew that there was nothing that I can do to change myself. And I remember thinking I can make progress if I would just read something out of the Bible every day. So I began doing that. And as I began doing that, as I began reading and praying and asking God to change me, over time, I began to change. I noticed that I began to think differently. I began to act differently. And I noticed that the God and the Jesus that I heard about growing up in church was no longer just this afar off being out there that controlled the universe, but He had become personal to me. Jesus Christ had become real to me, that it was no longer just knowing about Him, but I actually began to have a relationship with the Lord. And He changed my life, and everything He set me on a course, unlike anything that I had ever lived up until that point in time. That's when I really began to live for Jesus. And ever since then, I had been living for Him. And it's not always easy. It's not just a walk in the park. There's battles, there's struggles. It's a challenging thing to do. But through the ability of God, I'm able to do that. And I'm able to live for Him. And I'm forever changed because of what He did. And I'm committed to Him. And if I mess up, then I'm going to get back up and I'm going to keep going, because He's more serious about me than I even am about Him. And that's what He's done for me.